So let's talk a little bit about your journey before we get to some of your endeavors. So can you walk us through like any like educational experiences that led to you becoming involved in marketing, involved in your businesses? Like, is there a college course you took, or what led to you getting where you are today?
Right. My educational background has went through a lot of phases. So I was growing up, like I said, inner city kid. I'm seeing all these things, but sometimes the pieces don't always connect because it's not always resources for that. And I think I kind of got involved with entrepreneurship in school. I was going to the Village Charter School in Trenton, and I was in middle school. And this was during the phase. I don't know if anybody else remembers, but during the phase where like everything was duct tape crazy, like when the duct tape started
Mm,
to have different
hmm.
patterns. Yeah. I was the person that like customized people's crayon boxes and
Oh wow.
pencil holders, and I would like wrap duct tape pins and duct tape bows that girls could put in their hair. And I think that was like my first taste of entrepreneurship for real. But then I went ahead and I actually started a business, which was like this was, I guess you could kind of say, the best way I can describe it is we would just fix clothes. So like if you ripped your favorite pair of jeans, you send them to us, we fix it. I don't know what that industry is called. I guess it's
Yeah.
just fashion, but that's where I kind of started. And then I kind of brushed it off like something to the side. Like it was just like something I did, but I didn't really take it serious. I feel like when we were growing up, there was not a lot of conversation about how to turn those ideas into businesses, like what entrepreneurship was. Like we were taught like you got to aspire to be like a doctor or a lawyer or a teacher, or like some profession that already existed. And then I went through a community-based organization. At the time it was called New Jersey Seeds, but now I think it's just called Seeds Access. And this was like this nonprofit that helped kids from the hood basically get an opportunity to go to private school where the schooling system was better to kind of cultivate our talents. And I got into the program. I got into a private school. I was on scholarship. And so I got experience to this whole new realm. Like now there was like a lot more resources at my disposal. I got to meet different people. I'm going to school with like famous people's
Oh
kids
wow.
and like people like Panera Bread's kids, like stuff like that. And it's just like, oh wow. And you just start looking around, you meet people and stuff. But I'm still just kind of like brushing entrepreneurship off. This whole time I'm telling people I'm gonna be a financial analyst. Like I'm good with numbers. I know numbers like the back of my hand. I'm gonna be a financial analyst. And then I get to college and I'm finally able to study business. And I'm going to the University of Richmond at the time, and I think I took my first entrepreneurship elective, and it was called entrepreneurship and innovation, and that they're kind of walking you through like how to kind of take that idea and to do something with it, like to start
Hmm.
testing, start getting in front of people. And that was the first time I had ever heard the MVP or minimum viable product,
Hmm.
where they're like, make the product cheaply and get it into somebody's hands. Like I come from a culture where it's like you don't tell anybody your idea
Yep.
because you're gonna steal it. So like to go to college and then to say actually like share your idea while it's young, get feedback while it's still in the idea phase. I was like, But then once I started to like really apply what I was learning in those college classes is when I started to really, really be able to see that entrepreneurship could really be my job. I didn't have to have it as a side hustle, that entrepreneurship could be my job. And that's when like Black Vanity kind of came around my sophomore year. So I was just really getting into those electives. But now I was able to like literally I would learn something in class and do the same thing for Black Vanity, which is
Mm.
my self-care boutique. And then with Black Vanity under my belt, when I that's when I kind of explored like I like working in the social media world. I don't always, although I make content now, I wasn't always as confident making content, but I was good behind the scenes because numbers was always my thing. So looking at analytics and looking at consumer data is how I was able to come up with strategies. So now that I'm like now I'm here catching up to speed. I graduated in May of 2022. It's like now I'm able to kind of loop everything all together and kind of literally what I learned in school, kind of try to see where that applies. But, entrepreneurship too, a lot of the learning was messing up, really.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's beautiful. And May 2022. So you just graduated a little over half a year ago. So congratulations, first and
Yeah,
foremost.
thank you. Thank
But
you.
you're definitely speaking my language. I actually just finished my master's in business literally a
Oh
week
wow,
ago.
congrats.
Thank you.